Hi everyone. How are you guys doing on this Wednesday? This is Nicole from California. Happy to be here again today on both podcasts and on live on Instagram and Periscope. How's everyone doing today? So I got something I want to talk to you guys about today. A couple of things. I'm going to end it up with a tip that seems to be the format that's kind of taking shape, and I'm just kind of getting used to it. And to everyone saying hi on Instagram, hello. Remember that my screen is over here, but I'm talking to you here, so I can't actually see you. But I'm working it out. I almost have a solution so that I can see you guys while I'm talking, so that I can respond to anyone who's jumping in and being interactive, which I love. I love talking to you guys. So the first thing I want to do, I want to tell you guys a story about me. So I'm sure you've noticed this, because when I go back and I look at some of my videos, it's hypercritical. It just like jumps out at me, and that is that my right eye has a mind of its own. It goes up and down. Sometimes it'll fly away. I literally didn't even know that I had a problem until one day when I was in elementary school. I was just called to the nurse's office, and the eye doctor, the nurse was just giving me this exam, and she told me that my teacher had noticed that there was something going on with my eye, and did my parents know about it? Talked to my mom. They absolutely knew about it. I didn't know about it because I can't see it. Like, you guys are the only ones who can see it. I can't see it when I'm just like living my normal life, and so I don't know that it exists. And I've always had perfect vision, so it was never a problem. So no one ever wanted to do anything about it. And back then, the things that they could have done about it was a little crazy. So it is what it is. It's part of me. And when I was younger, it was way more active than it is now. Now you can tell if I'm in a new surrounding, or I'm nervous, or I'm eating, or something emotional, like high emotions. Like, my children always know when they're in trouble. When this eye starts acting up, that means that I'm like seriously angry, because I try to be a calm parent. But when I was a little girl, I realized that I had this thing that was going on with me, and I decided at the time that, this is something that I could have gotten picked on for, but I didn't. And I think the reason why I didn't is because I immediately took any bullying's tool set away from them by using it. I would refer to it first, and how I would do this is, I remember specifically when I was a little girl in elementary school. In Lakewood. Grew up in Cerritos, but my first elementary school was actually in Lakewood, which was next door, Palms Elementary. I remember that whenever we'd have a new student, what I would do, because back then, when I ate, it really was crazy. It would just literally do this when I ate. And so what I would do is I would get my lunch, and I would go sit right in front of a new person. And, I'd be pleasant, I'd say hi or something like that, and then I would just start eating. And at some point in the conversation, they would stop and say, "Hey, what's wrong with your eye?" And then I'd get to tell them about my eye, and then I'd get to introduce myself, and then I had a new friend. And I didn't really realize what I was doing back then, but it just made sense to do it. I didn't realize that I was taking away anything that a bully could use against me, their arsenal. And I didn't realize that I was just using what I got. And so at the end of the day, this social media thing is what you have to bring to the table is you. That is the most important thing that you bring to the table. Like, okay, so if you go to, in Southern California, we have a lot of colleges, and USC is in Los Angeles. If you go over to that city, which is one of where that part of the city where USC is now, USC is one of the best schools in the country, if not the world. And if you go there, then you'll see that, on one street, you've got like almost every single fast food that's known to man, just really just like in a small proximity of each other. And they're all there because they know that they can make money there, because no one's going to spend time and pay rent and buy property and build where they can't have a profit. They're there because they can make money, but there's so many of them. Because the reason why each of them can be profitable in such a small space where they have so many people to choose from is because each of them knows that they bring something unique to the table that you can't get anywhere else. So for me, with all of my quirks, my eye being included, and everything else about me, I bring something unique to the table that you can't get anywhere else. There are a lot of people who know social media. There are a lot of people who are actually experts on Instagram, myself being one of them. But when you tune into me, you're tuning in to get me. You could go to any of them, but with me, you're getting me. And that's the same thing with you. When people tune into your page, they're getting you. And they can't get you if you don't show you. So you don't have to like pull back and let them see all of your dirt, because that's not necessarily what it's about. But if that's part of your journey, then absolutely do that. But you have to let your personality show through. You can't be so afraid that you're going to get it wrong that you stop being who you are, because who you are is the moneymaker. That's why people pay, because of who you are. So when you get on your page, know that you're going to make mistakes and be all right with that. You don't have to take them down. You don't have to erase them. You just have to be all right with it. I was doing it in the beginning and it was horrible. Look, if you go to my page and you click on my tips and you scroll all the way to the beginning of my tips, even though I am a trained thespian, means I did 3 years in a very difficult drama conservatory. I can put a character together. I'm not afraid talking to people. I know how to act and react to all of the goodies that come with being, an artist. But at the beginning of my tips, it is a hot, flaming hot mess. I look nervous. I look like my eyes are going back this because I'm reading from a prompter and I'm not used to it and my eyes are doing this. When I go back and look at them, I'm just like, Nicole, woo! But I don't erase them for a couple of reasons. One, the information that's on them is correct. It's still good information. And two, I'm not perfect, and people need to know that I'm not perfect. So as I've gotten better with this, as I've learned how to read a teleprompter without my eyes doing this, people who are coming up after me, they may want to do the same thing that I'm doing, but they may not do it because they think, oh, well, she does it all right. She's got it together. I can't do that. No one's going to tune into me. And that's not it. People will tune into you. People will forgive you, and it'll humanize you to your public for them to know that you make mistakes, that you're not perfect, because people want to buy from people. People don't buy products. People buy from people. So that's one of the things that I really want to get across, is that you have to be comfortable in your own skin now. And it, like for all of us, it doesn't matter, even as a pro, someone who's done theater, who's done television, who's done commercials, I've done all of that stuff, still on Instagram, when I'm starting something new, like filming tips, like IGTV Live, like this podcast, there's a learning curve, and I don't have it all perfect. And I don't expect you guys to expect me to be perfect. There are times when I've come on here looking crazy and I've gotten compliments. Oh my gosh, I love how you were just natural and this and that. And I'm like, ooh, I look a hot mess. How would anyone say that? But people love it. They want to see you. They want to get to know you. So that's enough of my rant on that subject. I just need you guys not to be afraid to be you, because that's what people are tuning in for. So on your page, when you're deciding how to put something up, do it with that little pizzazz that says it's you. Because I do mine with that pizzazz that says it's Nicole. Quirky, little offbeat, I was called an Oreo all my life because I talked like this in the 70s and it wasn't as cool as it is now. All of that, I'm bringing to the table because that's who I am. And there are other people out there who are going to tune in to my page and may not even understand why they're tuning in, but because I am that exact person. Not hiding it, not trying to be anyone else, okay? So that's the first thing I want to say. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is a tip that I want to give you guys. Now, this is something that you can find in my IGTV. If you go to the IGTV and you go to series, I love this whole new IGTV series things. It is fantastic. It's a great way to categorize your content so people don't have to be doing all of this when they're looking for your stuff. But if you go to my IGTV and you click on it, and then it'll say series, and you click on that, and then the 2 series that I have in there, just go to the one that says Nick's IG tips and look for something that says transactional versus relationship. I get into more detail on this. Now, when people, I won't say everyone, most people are on Instagram because they're trying to figure out how to monetize it, how to make it pay them. And because all of the stories are out there, Instagram's done a great job with the let friends tell friends how awesome Instagram is. Because when you see people out there making money, you're like, I want in on that. And so Instagram is this place where everyone's coming on to make money. from the novice to the pro, they're getting onto Instagram to make money. And the one thing that people who do make money understand, that those who struggle, is that it's about the relationship that you build. Everything that I do on Instagram is about building that relationship. Even this is about building that relationship with you, because like I stated before, people buy from people. They don't buy products. It's too much competition out here. It's too many people selling the same thing. When people get to know you and they like you, then they're now open to look at you possibly selling them something. So what I mean by transactional versus relationship, when I go to a lot of pages, I see people, they just have their product. And when you click on the captions, it says, click on the link to buy this. This is our such and such and such and such and such. It only costs something dollars. Click on the link. DM me for this. And so as someone who doesn't know anything about you, and you're selling this product that I know I can get someplace else, why should I buy it from you? Who are you? Why would I want? Oh, your page is so special that I want to buy it from you? No, if you're just doing transactional selling, I don't want to buy it from you. But if you've lured me to your page by something interesting that appeals to me, and if you're targeting your audience, once they get to your page, it should all be about them. If you've lured me to your page correctly with something that interests me, and then I start having a good time on your page, I'm seeing this that I like. Oh, I didn't know how to do this. I've always wanted to learn how to do this. Let me see. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a great skill. I'm so glad. Thank you for teaching me that. Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, that comment. Yes, sis, I really needed to hear that comment today. I'm so glad you posted that. Woo! I needed that. Now I can get on with my day. So now you've created a relationship with me. And now when you talk about your product, I'm like, you're my girl by now. Yeah, what do you say? Oh, wow. You do this? I was thinking maybe one day I might want to get that done. Oh, you have a sale? Well, okay, well, let me click on your website. Let me see what's going on there. And now you've done the thing that everybody needs everybody on Instagram to do, and that's to convert. They need to convert the people who are following them into clients. So what you've done, you've converted me into a click. Now I'm on your website, and hopefully it's not just your homepage. Mistake. Even though that's for another lesson, don't put people on your homepage. Put people on that place that has your best selling product. You want to hook them in right away, and once you satisfy them with that, they'll come back for the rest of your website. But don't give them a lot of choices. Put them exactly on the page that you want them to buy on. But that's another tip. So now you've converted me into a click. Once getting people to your product is like 75% of the problem, the issue. Now, whether or not they buy it or they don't buy it, that's another thing. But getting them there is the issue, because the statistics say that if you get so many people there, a percentage of them are going to click and buy, which is all what we're trying to do. So with relationship selling, you're creating a relationship with your content. Now, I know a lot of people on Instagram are not sure what to post, and so they don't begin to understand how to create that relationship. Well, also, if you go to my IG tips, I have one of them is content buckets. What should I post? Click on that. And the other one is relationship versus transactional selling. I go into detail and I give a really, really good example that hits home, because everyone's been out socializing. So I give you a great example of what the difference is if it's still a little like, yeah, I'm not sure. I kind of get it, but I'm not really sure. So definitely go there. But once you understand that you're supposed to be building a relationship with your people, with the people who land on your page, then you have to understand what to post to them, because not everything should be the exact same thing, because people will get bored. So then people are like, so then what should I post? What am I going to post? How am I going to do this? Awesomely, we have something called content buckets. And that's where you categorize your content and you pick what you want to choose. Some people have like maybe 6 content buckets. So I have 6 topics that I get to choose from. And then they sit down with a calendar and they go, say, I'm going to do this one on Monday and Thursday of next week. I'm going to do this one on Tuesday and Saturday, and then the next Wednesday of this week. So, and what content buckets are? They're basically topics. They can be polls, quizzes, do-it-yourselves, tips, inspirational quotes. You can highlight a peer or a client or a customer. Literally, it can be anything that's a subject, but it takes you out of the stress of having to figure out what to post. And when you do these content buckets, you're going to be talking to your audience. So if you do an inspirational quote, you just don't put up any inspirational quote. You put up a quote that's speaking to your exact audience. So a content bucket can just be literally anything. But if you really want to understand the concept of content buckets, also go back to my IG tips and go into content buckets. What should I post? So that's just about it for today. But you guys, if you guys are out there, you're looking at my content buckets, you're looking at my tips, don't be stingy. Talk to me about it. Tell me that you liked it. Tell me that you hated it. Like it. Tell a friend. You know a friend who can need it. Let them know about it, because this does a couple of things. One, it lets me know that, yeah, Nicole, I'm on the right track. This is exactly what they want to hear. Oh, maybe I left something out that you really want to know about. I need to know that, because the only way I'll know is if you tell me. And don't be stingy. Send it to someone else who might need it. So you don't have to follow me, but come get these tips. Okay, that's it, everybody. I will talk to you guys. I'm getting used to this, maybe tomorrow. I'll possibly be back tomorrow. And for all of you guys who are in the Instagram, who are commenting or on Periscope, I love you guys. Haven't quite figured out how to see you guys while I'm doing this, because once again, I'm looking at you guys here, but my my computer is over here. One day I'll show you guys my setup. It's very interesting, but I jimmied it so that it'll work for me, because with the setup I'm able to post to YouTube, Instagram Live, and Periscope Live all at the same time. So it just works. But that's it, you guys. I also record for the podcast. Hi, podcast listeners. My mic is over here. You guys can't see it. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you soon, very, very soon.